James. If you're watching this video, you are in P3, P4, P5 at Glenboig Primary School. Now this week we're going to be working on our balance. What balance means is our ability to hold our body weight in different shapes and different movements so that we don't fall down. I'm doing it right now. I'm being balanced on 2 feet. When you're walking, running, dancing, playing, everything we do requires balance. It's a very important skill to help you improve as young people, but also as young sports people. So what we're going to do today is work through a range of different shapes and movements to help you improve your balance, and then pull them all together at the end for a circuit to go through with the timer on, and you'll hear the beeps and we'll go through all those different movements. All you're going to need for this workout today is going to be some space around you like usual. So if you can ask your parent or guardian, if you haven't done so already, just to make sure you've got a little bit of room. You don't need as much room as me because I'm obviously a big guy, you're a little people. Make sure you've got some space. The other thing I asked for was maybe wearing some clean-ish trainers or slippers. Now this isn't for during the workout, this is for one little section at the end. If you don't have them to hand, please don't worry, you can try it later. But if you've got them available, you'll want a pair of slippers just handy somewhere else. I'm wearing my trainers just so I can use them when we get to the next section. But you don't need to wear any footwear during this exercises, okay? Also, what we always need to have is our bottle of water. Always very important. Mine is still leaking. It leaks every time, that bottle. Okay, what we're gonna do first is a little warm up. Then we're gonna demonstrate all the exercises for our circuit that we're gonna do towards the end, okay? So first thing, move into your space. We're going to have quite nice wide feet, and we're going to sit low into a really deep squat. I'm bringing my hands together and I'm pushing them out to make my knees go as far wide as possible. Okay, and we're just sitting here for a little second. From this shape, I'm going to stand up, and now I'm going to move my feet wider. So what we want to do is we're going to lean forwards. I'm pushing my bum backwards. I'm going to lean forwards, keeping straight legs. And this is a stretch you should feel down the back of your legs. And I'm just moving my hands around, but now I'm going to move them over to my right toes and try touch. Then I'm going to move them over to my left toes. Back to my right. And now to my left. Now we're going to try it a little bit different. We're actually going to crouch down and touch the ground over here. Stand up, crouch down, touch the ground over here, but I'm keeping this foot nice and flat. Okay. So crouch down, keep that foot nice and flat. I'm lifting the floor as I do this. So from this now, we're going to slowly move from one to the other. I'm still not lifting this foot, staying flat. I'm going to do that again. Slowly move from one side to the other, and again, one side to the other. Okay, from that position you can stand up, back into the middle, and we're going to kneel down. Okay, we want to make sure that our wrists and our arms have had a warm up today too. So I'm going to come into all fours, and what I'm going to ask you to do is to lean forwards. I'll show you from the side. We're going to lean forwards over our wrist. If you're wearing a watch, this might be uncomfortable, so you might want to take it off. But as I do so, I'm holding onto my stomach muscles. My back isn't underneath my body. I'm holding onto it, really, keeping my back nice and high. And leaning forwards. And now we're going to try a slightly harder one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my hands backwards. My hands are turning all the way backwards. So now my hands are facing my knees, and this time I'm going to still hold onto my stomach, but I'm going to lean backwards, making a big stretch up the front of my arms. Come back the way and lean backwards again. I'm going to let them twist round, and I'm going to come back onto all fours, making sure I'm not kicking all the toys. And we're just going to come up into our plank shapes. So I'm stood on my toes and my hands. And what I'm going to do is just walk my hands back, sticking my bum right up in the air. This is called a downward dog position for people who like yoga. Now I'm going to walk my hands away again and bring them right the way over my wrists, come back, walk my hands back into that downward dog shape, and now drop back down to my knees. Okay, last couple of stretches here. We're going to just join my feet. My feet are joined at the back, knees nice and wide. I'm going to crawl out onto my hands and stretch. Trying to keep my front of my arms off the ground and my elbows. I'm trying to move my armpits down to the floor. Now from this shape, I'm just going to bring hands and knees, going to lie all the way down, and we're going to make a little snake shape. It's called a cobra pose. So my hands are in at my side, my elbows are tucked in. I'm pushing my body up, and I'm going to relax. I'm going to push my body up again and look all the way up. And relax. From this shape too, I'm going to lift our hands up, and we're going to lift legs and arms, shoulders, knees really high off the ground. So just our middle sections, our torsos, are staying connected to the floor. And we'll do it again. Lift up and drop them down and lift up. Okay, from this shape you can come stand all the way up, and we're going to start looking at our first movements for today. So what I've got is 9 different exercises. I've given them all, made sure they've all got funny names or animal and shape names, so they're going to be easier for you to remember when we go into the circuit, because I don't like going into these circuits when you don't know what the exercises are. So first of all, we're going to do something called giraffe lunges. Now, normal lunges, we make this shape, lunge, swap legs, this shape, and so on. But with a giraffe lunge, we have to make the shape of the giraffe too. So let's do a slow lunge first. My knee is just off the floor. I'm going to rest. This is my right leg at the front. I'm going to rest my right arm onto my leg. I'm going to lift my left arm up above me. And what this looks like, if I stick my fingers up, looks like a little giraffe, you know, with his mouth at the top. And that's called the giraffe lunge. Try it on both sides. So we're going to lunge. It's so funny for me. I keep losing my balance doing these balance videos. The teachers can find that funny, I'm sure. So I'm going to lunge, rest my left hand on my left leg, lift this hand up, lift up my little finger, and I've got another giraffe at the top. So these are going to be our giraffe lunges. So we will do them when we come to the circuit. We'll do lunge, giraffes, swap sides, lunge, giraffes, which means we're getting a big stretch up this side, but we're also moving off balance. Okay, next one. Ooh, boat rows. We're going to sit down for these. So this little boat pose, we did some rowing and things last week, but for this boat pose, we're going to start off just being able to lift with our hands raised, rested behind us, lift our legs off the ground, which isn't too difficult. What we're aiming to do is to have our hands out in front of us and our legs up too. And what we'll do is we're going to imagine we've got this paddle with paddles at either side, and we're going to row with our legs up in this boat pose, which is why I'm calling it boat rows. So if you're struggling at first to get into the movement, that's okay. You're just going to lean back and lift your legs up. And once you've decided that you can catch your balance in this space with your hands off the ground, we're going to hold these imaginary paddles and row, row, row. And that is what we'll do whilst trying to keep our legs up too. Okay, this one's another tricky one. Well, first off, we're going to make the shape of a flamingo. And I'm sure you've seen flamingos before. These are the pink birds that stand on one leg. So in the balance week, it's a great exercise. I'm going to stand on one leg, keep my wings tucked in beside me, so I'm not having my hands out to help my balance. I'm actually going to make it harder to keep my balance by keeping my wings, my arms, kept inside of me. What we're going to do with these flamingos is when we go to the circuit, we're actually going to stand on one leg and close our eyes for short periods. So I want you to try that just now. You stood on one leg. We're going to try and close our eyes and be blind flamingos. And you might feel like I did straight away, you're going to lose your balance. So what we'll do when we do the circuit is every time you lose your balance, you'll swap legs. Maybe some of you will make it all the way on one leg, and that's absolutely fantastic. So again, one leg up, wings in, got our balance position. I'm going to close my eyes, and then when we're in the circuit, it's for as long as I can manage. Oh, I'm going to fall. Put a leg down, time to swap legs. Let's give that one more go on both sides. So we're going to stand on one leg, wings in, chest up, eyes closed. Oh, I've done better this second time. Hopefully you're doing okay too. And then when you fall, leg down, it's time to swap legs in the circuit. So catch balance. Oh, I just lost mine. My trousers keep making me slip. Wings in, eyes closed. And we'll just see how long we can keep that balance. My foot's down. So that's how that one's going to work. Blind flamingos, they're called. Next up, ooh, tough one, tough one. We're going to do bear crawls. That's why I've moved all the way to the back of the room. So in a plank shape that we often do, we're going to hold it with straight legs and arms. In a bear crawl, I want you to have bent legs and arms, like we're crawling, a bear crawling around looking for his honey or whatever he's up to. So with the actual bear crawl, we're not just going to sit there, we're going to crawl around the room. So this depends on how much space you've got available. Maybe you could go around the coffee table or just up and down the whatever room that you're using. If there's not a lot of space, don't worry, just maybe spin around in a circle. It doesn't matter what you do. What I'm going to do, when I show you the example here, we're going to crawl really low to the ground. I'm going to come all the way up to the camera and then head back, staying nice and low. I'll show you a different example if you haven't got as much space. Just crawl, turn around in a big circle. You can spin it all the way around, but I'm probably just going to crawl in between each space, backwards and forwards, and that is what we'll do for the time. They are bear crawls. That's halfway through. I'll tell you what, we'll have a little drink. We haven't done that yet. Have a quick drink from these demonstrations. Okay, next one, flying birds. This is one of the harder ones for me because my hamstrings aren't as loose as I would like them to be. So what we're going to do for flying birds, we're going to stand with our feet together. My hands are going to outstretch like wings, okay, long wings like maybe an albatross. Make sure there's space behind you. That's about to kick the wall. And what I'm going to do is lean forward. As I do, allow my back leg, oh, it's got trapped. Allow my back leg to stretch behind me. And this is the pose we're going to try and get into. And all we'll do in the flying bird pose is swap each time. Just getting in as low as you can go, back up, swap legs. As low as you can go, keeping your arms up and outstretched, swap legs. If you want to, you can make a bit of a flapping wings. So when you've got as low as you can, you say flap, flap, and back up, swap legs. As far as you can go, flap and flap. Whew, that's a hard one for me. Okay, chair squats. This one's not a little bit easier. So what we're going to do in these chair squats, we're going to cross one leg over the other. We're going to try and make a chair shape. So all I'm going to do is squat. Oh, I had to lift mine up. Squat on one leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll swap legs. We'll do it this way round. I don't have to hold this one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It doesn't matter how low down you manage to get to, don't worry. I've got to hold my leg for one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. One more time on this side, then we've all got the right idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, I lost a little bit of balance. And what you will find, like I just did, when you do get tired, you lose a little bit of balance. So you can take your time. There's no problem if you fall over at any point. Please, it just shows you that you've got more chance to improve, okay? So, hard one here. I'm going to go into start planks. I think they're all hard here. I didn't really realise how hard they get. So with a star plank, I'm going to be in a plank shape first. You can see my hands and my feet. Okay, and what we're going to do with a star plank is make hands bigger and legs bigger. So now we've got a massive star shape we're making, and then all we're going to do is walk them back in, out, out, in, out, out, and just do it on that basis. Star plank, normal plank, star plank, normal plank. And that is what we'll do in the circuit. And the last one. This is a nice one to finish. It doesn't get harder than the last ones. Okay, it's gonna be tabletop. How do you need to see me? See me this way. So what I'm gonna do with the tabletop is be on hands and knees. Leg goes behind me, doesn't kick anything. Arm lifts. So this is my left hand and my right leg that are lifting, and then replace them with my right hand and my left leg. Now you can try doing the same side, but it's a lot harder and you're more likely to fall and hurt yourself. So my recommendation is don't do that. Do left hand, right leg, and right hand, left arm. And this is how we will alternate through the circuit. Okay, one last little sip of a drink, and then we're going to go into our circuit. And all the circuit is repeating all of these exercises for 35 seconds and having 25 seconds of rest, okay? So you can see that, you'll see that this guy will, this timer will go green when it's time to go, and blue, you may hear some beeps too, but don't worry if you can't, I'll be telling you what to do. Okay, so the first one we are doing is going to be our giraffe lunges. So a lunge, big shape like a giraffe. Lunge, big shape like a giraffe. Just the same each time. Lunge, big shape like a giraffe. Lots of changing position and making sure we don't fall. Well done. Nice big shapes. I'm not worrying too much about the giraffe's ears this time. Or is it ears? They got something on top of the head that isn't ears. I can't remember what it is. Last one. Okay, well done. Now we're going to sit down. This is where we're going to do our boat rows. So we'll have a little rest first. Remember, you can start off with your hands behind you, or you can just start off straight away in the full shape. So, how's that time? Time of day is doing okay? 5 seconds left or so. Are we ready? Here come the beeps. Up into the boat shape. When you've got your balance, you're going to get your paddles and just paddle either fast or slow, whichever way enables you to keep yourself balanced, keeping those feet off the floor. You don't want to capsize because you'll get wet. I know it looks like I'm actually rowing here because I've got a blue floor. It's like I'm on the water. Keep paddling all the way through this one. There we go. Last bit. Oh, good one. Okay, blind flamingos. So remember this one, you'll change legs whenever you either have to put your foot down or readjust. So start off with your stronger leg. My stronger one is this one. So I'm ready to start. So I'm going to start off on my left leg. You start on whichever leg you want to start on. And when you lose balance, it's okay. Just try the other leg, okay? I'm on my left. Wings in, eyes closed. Oh, I lost it straight away. I'm wobbling. Wobbling. Right down, change legs. Leg up, wings in, eyes closed. Oh, this is the hardest one for me. Leg down, next leg. Leg up, wings in, eyes closed. Oh, swap again. This is where I said tiredness can make you lose balance quicker. I think I've done better this time. Holding on, holding on. Oh, last little swap before the timer goes. Well done, well done. I don't know how many times you swapped. I think I swapped 5 times. That was hard work. Next up, oh, bear crawls. This is a hard middle section. Sorry, teachers, but it's tough. Okay, bear crawls. All I'm going to do is crawl backwards and forwards. You can go round and round, circles, whatever it is you need to do in the space that you're working. If you can't move, then just stay still in a bear pose. There we go. Stand and crawl. Stay as low to the ground as possible. Just keep moving all the time. You can move any which way you want, as long as you keep moving. Or if you can't move, or if you're too tired, just stay nice and low like a bear. 15 seconds left. I just had a sneaky look. Last little trip up the way for me, I think. Yeah, last bit. Time. Well done. Halfway through. Flying birds, definitely my hardest one. Make sure I've got space behind me. Okay, so flying birds, our hands are outstretched, and we're going to lean forward and send one leg behind us. It's not my prettiest pose, but it shows me what I need to work on. Whew. Getting warm in this room now. Here we go. Lean forward as far as I can go. Flap, flap. Swap over. Lean forward. Whoops. As far as I can go. Flap, flap. We're trying not to fall over like I just did. Lean forward. A little flap. Swap legs. Lean forward. Little flap. Swap legs. Lean forward. Little flap. Very good for the hamstrings here, teachers. Lean forward. Little flap and up. Whew, 3 left. Chair squats are next. Probably a bit of an easy one for you. Star planks, which is harder. So chair squat was just one leg over the other. I'll just count through 5 at a time. You do the same. You don't have to copy my time. Just count to 5 as you do it. And then swap legs. Okay. Where's the time? Where's the time? I don't want to go up too soon because I'll fall. Here it is. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swap legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swap again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swap again. Might be the last swap. 1, 2. It is. I'm going to finish it. 3. Whoa, wobbling. 4 and 5. Whew. Okay, down to the ground. Star planks here. This is a hot work. Okay, we're going to be in a plank shape and then walk out into wider with the hands and feet. How long's left? How long's left? 5 seconds. I'm not going to rest every second. Okay, up into planks. Here we go. Hands, hands, feet, feet. Hands, hands, feet, feet. Hands, hands, feet, feet. Hands, hands, feet, feet. Same. Just keep making that shape. If you do get super tired, you can just stay in the star, or you can just stay in the plank. But we're nearly there. Last few movements. And we've just got an easier one to finish. Well done, teachers. Well done, children.
Daddy.
Here we go. Last bit, holding the plank.
I got my helmet.
Good boy, getting your helmet on. I might need it.
My shoes.
Okay, darling. All right, we've got the last bit to do here. We're going to do a tabletop pose, which is the opposite. Okay, darling, you go get them. Which is the opposite arm and leg. And James is just getting his tools. You take them out. You take them outside, darling.
Okay.
And we're going to do opposite arm and leg. I'm just going to up and then swap and up and swap. Oh, off James goes. Up and swap. Up and swap. Last few. Up and swap. Up and swap. Up. Where's the last one? One more. Here it is. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Oh wow, well done. First thing, have a sip of water. That was some hot work. The sun's coming out here, so I'm going to get even hotter in this room. Okay, we've got one last thing to do before we cool down. This is the challenge section, and I'm tired now, so I've practiced this move a few times and I've managed it. I might not manage it here for you guys. So if I don't manage it, I'll have to do another one at the end after I've practiced loads more, and I'll show you it being done. So bear with me if this goes wrong, it's hard. Teachers, sorry in advance, it's a tough one. So I have my trainers on. If you've got your slippers or shoes, get them now. If you don't have them available, don't worry, you can just watch and have a go later in the week. So I'm just using one shoe. I'm going to put it on the top of my foot. Hopefully this comes out okay on the camera, and I haven't practiced it really on the camera. So if you can lie back, if you're following me, if not, if you're just watching, don't worry. I'm going to put this trainer on the top. I put it backwards, okay, on my foot. And what I'm aiming to do is to roll onto, oh, it fell. This is what I was talking about, it might not go well for me here. What I'm aiming to do is to roll round onto my front, trying to get all the way onto my front. I'm watching it very carefully. Okay, I've done it. Now I'm going to come, oh, I lost it. Trying to come from that place all the way back and swap to the foot. As you can see, it's very hard. So I'm not going to waste any more time doing it here. I'm going to do it again and attach it to the end of the video. So the idea is you're going to take the shoe on your foot, roll onto your front with it still on your foot, roll back onto your back and swap feet. I'll show you a video right at the end of me doing this just to prove that I can do it. But if I keep doing it live, it might not happen. So we're going to have a little chance to cool down. All we're going to do, because all those exercises were quite stretch based, we're just going to do a breathing exercise to finish, okay? But first, before we do, I'm going to do some neck stretches, because we just did a little bit of work with our necks. We're doing quite a lot of work there. So I'm going to take some time to stretch them. So I'm putting my hands over my chest. And what I'm going to do is look over my shoulder, just there. Now I'm going to look over this shoulder, and I'm not trying to make it hurt. I'm just looking as far as I can look and staying there for a second. Now I'm going to look over this shoulder. And this just gives my body a chance to cool down whilst it's still working. Look over that shoulder. Now I'm going to lift my hands up, fingers interlocked, and I'm going to lean to one side, keeping my back nice and straight, and lean to the other side. Lean again, and lean again. Okay, last little bit is for some breathing. Just gonna sit nicely with my hands on my thighs here, on my legs. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna imagine blowing up a balloon, but using our breath. So we're gonna breathe in. Now we're gonna breathe out really slowly with our eyes closed. Imagine we're blowing up a balloon. Everybody breathe in. And slowly. Everybody breathe in again. And slowly out. Well done, well done. Well, today was really good. Hopefully you did well and enjoyed getting into all those balance shapes. I know I've not managed the challenge, but I knew how hard it was going to be. I was practicing all last night. I'm going to do it again and attach it to the end of the video so you can see it happening in full. Don't worry if you can't do it either, because it's really, really tough. Okay, that was week 2 of PE with James. I really hope you enjoyed yourselves. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.